everybody, welcome to Omnitrix Radio, your favorite Ben 10 podcast. I am your host, Riely. We're here for season 2, baby. Not of the podcast, because that's bad. There are no seasons on the podcast.
No, we are. This is season 2 of the podcast.
This is not season 2 of the podcast. It's
you can see it in the visuals. It says season 2 in the top left corner.
I will not accept that. I will just put a still picture of the logo over the audio. It is Omnitrix Radio. No seasons. It's season 2 of Ben 10, though, folks. I'm Riely, and this is Demigloom over here.
Hi, I'm really happy right now.
Demigloom is having a great day. She just told me how wonderful awesome her day is going.
It's not like, every attempt that I do to make myself happy ends up failing miserably. No, everything I do to make myself happy turns out great. I fucking love being alive. I am not suicidal. I am not a threat to myself or others. Everything's great. I did not kill Paul Allen, okay?
Why is the phrase "threat to myself and others" so funny?
It's funny because it's like a superficial thing that's quoted out of the textbook, but like using it in regular speech is just so out of place.
Yeah, guys, I'm a threat to myself and others right now.
I am indeed experiencing name thing here.
All right.
Why,
hey,
yes.
Demigloom.
Yeah.
Have we checked the poll results on like the last any episodes? I feel like that's something we forget to do always.
I don't know if I don't think we've checked it since like episode 2. I didn't realize we did that anymore. I totally forgot.
Well, let's check this one. Spoilers, we ain't got no comments. I don't know if Ellie listened and voted on the poll and didn't comment. Or if YouTube just like didn't publish her comment again like that one time.
I think we lost Ellie. She's gone.
Yeah, okay. She hates us. It's over.
The crash wasn't your fault, okay? Just get over it.
I'm sure it's fine. Let's chizzity check the pizzity poll. The poll was, what was your favorite episode this season? And I put all the episodes on the poll.
Did it get any votes?
We're gonna check right now. Nope.
Done. Great.
Yeah, no votes, no comments. Let's get right into the fucking Ben 10, huh? Tell us about The Truth, I think is what the episode is called, or some shit.
I think it was called Truth. The truth comes out. Grandpa Max he was a plumber. He unclogged people's toilets, fixed drain pipes, and that sort of thing. Crazy. I understand it's a little bit embarrassing to admit to your grandchildren that you had such a shitty job your whole life, but generally speaking, I don't really think there's anything wrong with being a plumber. I mean, they say you should get a trade job these days.
Dimitri, I swear to God, you're fired. It's over.
I'm fired as if I'm getting paid, as if I have any incentive to be here other than my own the goodness of my heart.
The goodness of my heart and soul, of course.
But he's a plumber.
He's a plumber, haha. Let's make 10 more minutes of jokes about how he's a plumber, guys.
Yeah, the plumbers are actually an organization that fight aliens. And it turns out Max Tennyson is like Vilgax's like arch nemesis or something.
First of all, Demigloom, you jumped the gun here big time. When I asked you to tell us about Truth, I meant like the air date and the IMDb synopsis, like we usually do before we talk about it.
Yeah, I forgot that we do that bullshit.
I don't know how this evening is gonna pan out, guys. Demigloom's a little salty, I think.
I don't know. Maddox told me not to trust anything with truth in the title, so
yeah, of course.
All right. Yeah, it premiered on May 29th, 2006. The Tennysons encounter Phil, a former plumber like Grandpa Max. Even though the plumbers have retired, he still seems to find work that only a plumber can handle. Is it just a coincidence? Yeah.
This episode has a lot of big firsts for the Ben 10 franchise. Like, I think it is it the first time we see a uniformed plumber?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time we see a uniformed plumber. It's the first time we see an alien of Ben's who isn't Ben besides the Diamond Head that one time. Whatever his name was. Hoverboard was his name
Tetrax.
In the credits. Tetrax. Yeah, that's it.
Wait, but is he named Tetrax in the episode?
No, I think in the episode, I remember talking about this, or at least reading Ellie's comment about this. And I don't know if he's named Tetrax in the episode, but all I know is in the credits he is listed as Hoverboard.
Yeah. Hey
our
man,
our
I didn't know
favorite
those.
character, Hoverboard.
I didn't know those hoverboard sound effects were a cappella. I got a lot more respect for that guy now.
Yeah. But yeah, we had Volpomancers for the first time. Um,
Yep, we all knew what those were. We all knew the real name before going into this episode.
this is the first time the real names is revealed, and it's also the first time that we see him besides Ben being Wild Mutt.
I feel like this has happened before. I feel like this isn't a first, but have we ever heard like the official like species name for an alien before?
I believe Tetrax might have said the name of Diamond Head species,
Hmm.
but maybe I'm wrong. That is weird. Trying to think about it because I feel like this has happened, but I feel like there's been an alien who like not this specifically, but some version of like an alien looking at fucking heat blasts and just being like, "Oh, that's a pyronite." Like I feel like that's happened with one or two aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a vague memory of something like that happening, but I just don't I couldn't name an example.
Can we talk about that meme I sent you earlier
What meme did you send me earlier
about
today?
Ben 10?
Oh, yeah.
I don't,
Ben it's a photo of the Ben 10 fucking season 1 image and it says makes up new slurs for literally hundreds of alien species. It's true.
Yeah, so that is exactly what it is. He literally just like makes it does seem like it's a slur. And he even like calls those aliens that when he knows their real names.
Yeah.
Like there's
You know,
there's
and, no, and when he
like
said in
way
this
later in the
episode,
show in like Omniverse where he's like very much familiar with the names of a lot of the species in his watch, he'll still just be like, "Oh, that's a humongosaur over there."
yeah, and today he was like, "Oh, look, it's a bunch of wild
But a
mutts."
bunch of wild mutts. Yeah.
Yeah. It is wild.
Shit is wild. Racial slurs on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. I guess I liked the nefarious plumber partner. I thought he was an entertaining villain.
I liked him too, yeah.
Oh, and another first, which I meant to mention when I was listing first. This is the first null void thing. It's the
It
first time the
is.
null void comes up. Put that in your pocket. Write that down on a piece of paper. Put that in your pocket. It comes back. Trust me.
The Null Void, I don't think that's really a significant part of the Ben 10 franchise, if we're
Are
being
you
dead
are
honest.
you fucking serious? The null void is a very important part. That's like one of the things I remember is like, oh, there's something called the null void, and the bad aliens go there, and Kevin escapes from the null void like 7 times.
All right, Riley.
Like,
I have a new word for you. So, okay, so there's a thing that someone says to cause amusement or laughter, especially a story with a funny punchline.
oh,
Do you know what? It's this thing called a
oh,
joke.
I see what you're
See,
saying.
I
I
say
get
something that
it.
I don't actually mean
Oh,
because
okay.
that makes it funny somehow. Somehow, making statements that are untrue incites laughter, ladies and
You see,
gentlemen.
it's like I just don't have enough memory of Ben 10 to like. It felt like you were wrong, but I thought maybe I was just the idiot. So I was like, no, that can't be
Well,
right.
just because you're right now doesn't mean you're not the idiot, okay? Let's make that clear. Between the two of us,
I
I
don't think
think,
there is an idiot between the two of us.
oh, you think we're just on the same level of
We're on the
cognitive
same
function?
plane. Yes,
I don't know about that.
we're
Listen, I watch
intellectual
Vosh,
equals, me
okay?
and
How much
you.
Vosh have you watched?
None, which might actually make me
Yeah.
better than you.
No, I think that makes you a lot worse.
Okay, fucking debauchite
You
over
don't
here.
watch you don't watch Hassan, okay? You don't watch Hassan like I do.
I
You don't
forgot you were on the
understand.
Hassan defense arc.
I am now, yeah. No, because listen, I think Hassan is an asshole. I think he's a
Doo-doo-doo.
douchebag and I think he's annoying. I don't like him overall, but I think as far as political advocacy goes, he's on the right track and he's doing more good than bad. So like there's no reason to like relentlessly hate the guy. I have my problems with him. I make fun of him with everybody else, but like people are just criticizing him for the wrong reasons at this point and it's fucking annoying.
I don't know, man. I'm not into. Sometimes I'll watch a political debate. I'm usually not into that. At least not between fucking like people like Vaush and Destiny, who are just like insufferable assholes a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean fair enough. That's definitely the case oftentimes.
Like whenever I listen to political discussion for entertainment purposes, it's between like It's between people like fucking Dick Masterson and Monkey Jones, right? Like there's always some
Yeah, people who are
element of
not people who know
comedy.
nothing about
Yeah, that
politics.
don't know a lot about
That's a
politics.
great way to consume politics, exclusively through people who know nothing about politics.
Well, I'm not fucking spouting out their political opinions without doing my own research. I'm just saying if
I
I'm
think you
going to
kind of
listen to
are, if we're
political
being dead honest
entertainment,
here.
what do you mean?
I think a lot of your opinions are regurgitated from the Dick Show.
They're not. I don't agree with Dick on a lot of things.
I don't know, Walt.
I just think he's an entertaining dude.
I don't know, Walt. You've been seeming sus lately.
I have all the same political beliefs that you do almost.
No, you don't. Not even close. You are not at my
Name political
level.
beliefs
Name political beliefs?
that you have that you think I don't have.
I don't know. Probably do agree on most things.
Yes, indeed we do.
Now that I think about it, the shit we disagree on is like we usually like agree on like the same thing, just like to different levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Like
all
we
of our
both,
arguments are over like the degree of something rather than what
yeah.
something actually should be.
Like we disagree on like how brutally we should torture pedophiles.
We're shaking, boys.
Wait, is my mic shaking?
Yeah, it was for a second.
Oh shit. Fuck. I guess I have no option other than to kill myself now. It's been a good time.
I mean, you sound normal, I think. See, I'm
Is it still shaking? Has this been a problem throughout the recording?
no,
Because
no, no.
if so, I
I
will
only heard it once.
better have only heard that shit once. Jesus Christ. I don't want to ruin 2 podcasts in one day.
How bad was it on middle school GSA? Like, what was the sound?
It was unlistenable. Like my entire audio track. My
Like,
entire audio track sounded like this, you know?
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. And of course, Felonious Ferris does not say anything. Like, oh yeah, Demigloom's mic sounds like complete garbage. No, people will listen to this.
I think they will.
No, that episode is not coming out.
Put it on Patreon.
No.
Yeah, that's the exact kind of thing you put on Patreon as a bonus. It's like, hey, we recorded an entire episode and my audio was shitty, but if you want to tolerate the shitty audio, here's a free, not free, it's on Patreon.
That's fair.
Here's
That's
bonus
fair.
content.
That's completely fair, but I also kind of don't want to talk about middle school GSA right now.
That's also fair.
I'm like depressed enough as it is about that situation. I literally like almost cried today. I was so angry. I almost cried tears of rage.
Okay,
have you ever cried
again?
Have you ever cried tears of rage?
Have I ever cried tears of rage? No.
You've never been so angry that your eyes started watering?
Maybe my
You're just
eyes
about to
started
fucking,
watering,
like-
but like not tears fell.
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
It like I didn't cry, but like my eyes started watering out of just anger. My entire body is shaking.
I've
and
cried
I'm just
because I was
furious.
like frustrated, but it was definitely not like I was seething and crying. It was just like I'm upset, and then I start crying.
Yeah, I got you.
Sometimes I just cry, and sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it happens at a bar in public, and I talked about that
What?
on another podcast.
Uh-oh.
It just like happened, like it came over me. I was in a shitty mood. I got dragged on an adventure with my mother and the roommate, which I was glad they invited me, and I did enjoy myself for a decent amount of the time we were out. But when we first started, I was like fucking seething. Like something was just like messing with my head that day. So I'm just like pouting. I'm frustrated, and then like we go to 2 bars. One of the bars we're there for like most of the night. We sit at the table together. But the first bar we went to, we were there for about an hour, and my mother and the roommate sat at the bar, and I can't sit at the bar, so I sat at the table alone.
You can't sit at the bar?
Yeah, you can't sit at the bar until you're 21, Demigloom.
What? I've sat at a bar.
Well, those bars were not up to code. Or
maybe it's different
in Wisconsin
states,
law.
yeah.
Yeah, but
don't fucking dox me like that, Jesus.
People know where you live.
Yeah, people know what state I live in, unfortunately. I should have kept that a secret a long time ago.
The Boardfish Road.
Yeah. 218
Everybody
Boardfish
knows.
Road, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where I live. It's my address.
That's where Demigloom is. Go find her. but yeah, I was sitting there, I was frustrated, and then suddenly like I just started having all these intrusive thoughts about like my father not loving me and
Well, does
my
he love you?
some I the answer the answer changes every day in my
Yeah.
mind. Uh I was like, your father doesn't love you. Your childhood hero hung himself in a hotel room a month ago. Life is meaningless.
True.
And I just like started crying at this bar, and immediately like once the tears start flowing, I get like the clarity of like, this is stupid. Why am I crying? I don't want to upset my mom who brought me here by letting her see me cry. So I just started trying to like stop the cry, but like once, the floodgates break, it's hard,
Right.
like it just kind of like is coming out, even though I'm like, stop, this needs to not occur anymore. So I'm like frantically wiping my eyes, like trying, making sure nobody sees me. And then the most like embarrassing thing to ever occur in existence happens when just some random blonde girl comes over and starts trying to console me, like some like 35-year-old tattooed blonde girl. Um, and it was just like, my brain was just like, please go away, please go. Like it was so
Yeah.
embarrassing. I was just like, no, I'm fine, really, it's okay, it's cool. And in my mind, I'm like, go away.
Yeah. I was crying outside of a concert venue the other month or so, and this lady came up to me and gave me a cigarette.
The hero based.
Fucking hero, yeah. And that saved my night. No, fuck cigarettes. Cigarettes are lame.
No, cigarettes are bad. Like they're
Cigarettes
so.
suck. They're the dumbest shit ever.
It's so
Like
weird that they're legal and weed isn't. Cause
the
like,
cost benefit analysis of like becoming a nicotine addict is hilarious to me.
yeah, and also like you die of lung cancer and like
Yeah.
you get like tar in your lungs and shit, and like the it's so crazy to me. They're so unhealthy in like so many ways. Like, not that I'm saying weed is completely healthy, but like
Yeah.
cigarettes are just like killing people straight up.
Yeah, cigarettes are basically like cyanide. It's just slow motion cyanide.
I feel like those two things should be reversed. I feel like weed should be the legal thing that people buy in packs and smoke, and fucking cigarettes should be sent to the gulag.
Yeah, I agree. Doesn't everybody agree with that these days though? I feel like people are woke enough at this point in
Everybody except for the
society.
people who make the goddamn laws.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking boomers.
It's I mean it's literally a huge part of that is racism. Like did you know that nobody fucking called it marijuana, it was cannabis, right? But like marijuana sounds it's obviously Spanish. So they started calling it marijuana. I'm sure the CIA is somehow responsible for
Wibble
this.
wobble.
No, no fucking way. Are you serious?
There's a tad of wibble wobble.
I'm literally, I am literally not even like touching my table at all.
Well, just in general, I feel like it's hard to completely not touch a table, like even if you're actively trying to.
Well, Riley,
It's
I'm gonna break a rule right now just to prove myself. I have a controller in my hand and it's underneath my table, literally just to avoid touching my table.
hey, you're probably occasionally like bumping into the bottom of the table a little bit when you have your
No.
controller. Well, I don't know what's happening then, Demigloom. Maybe your mic arm just sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Maybe I
a
should just kill
bad mic
myself.
arm. No,
It
I don't think you got to go that far.
That's the only it's the only way out of having a shitty mic arm.
Solution. List of solutions.
Yeah.
Suicide. Pretty high on that list. The
Yeah,
only thing on
exactly.
that list. That's gonna be our poll.
Should
Like,
Demigloom commit suicide?
no, it's like, how do you solve a shitty mic arm? And it's like, stop using the mic arm or kill yourself.
All right, I'm just going to like keep a distance from my mic and ensure that I don't like touch anything. Maybe my
Yeah.
nose like bumped into my pop filter and that shook the mic. I don't know.
It's not like making you shitty like you were on middle school GSA. It's just like I hear a wibble wobble.
Okay, if you hear a wibble wobble, always tell me. Make it extremely annoying because I need to figure out how to fucking avoid that shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, what else about this? What about the actual substance of this episode? We talked about what it introduces to the overall lore, but how do we feel about this episode as it stands on its own?
I really like this episode, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, this episode was really good. I really adore the characterization of Ben just being like so genuinely impressed and like psyched about his grandfather being a fucking plumber superhero. And he's like, I want to be a plumber too. We could all be plumbers together because he just wants to be like his grandpappy. And it's
That,
great.
but he
I
also
love
doesn't
it.
fucking listen to him when he goes, Ben, wait. He never fucking waits.
Yeah,
He
because
needs to wait.
he wants to be a plumber. He doesn't want to wait. He wants to be a plumber
But
right
he's
now.
like, Ben, maybe you shouldn't, if you have so much respect for your grandfather and you look up to him so much, maybe you should trust his judgment just a little bit.
Fair, but also like you're 10 and you just kind of become fixated on like the one thing.
I don't
Like
know. I
it's
hate to be, I'm not an authoritarian, you know what I mean? I'm not super about being subservient to those who are in power. I'm all about questioning authority, right? But like, you're a fucking 10. Maybe not when you're 10. But just at least pay like the slightest amount of attention to the
well, when you're
desires of the
10
person you
you
look up to.
when you're 10 you just don't do that sometimes. It's like,
I do. My father, when I was 10, I would never disobey him ever.
well, okay, you little fucking perfect princess Demigloom over there. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes, 10-year-old boy gets a little rowdy and he wants what he wants. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. And I think this show strikes a great balance where it is Ben is shockingly mature for his age, yet it is still obvious that he
He is
is
not
10.
mature for his age at all. He's
Yeah, he
intelligent.
is.
He's intelligent for his age. He has a lot of like he has a
The
lot of
fact
like
that he values protecting the innocent and is a superhero shows an amazing amount of maturity. Whereas he could just be fucking around with his watch and doing bullshit, which he does sometimes, but he still prioritizes protecting the innocent and using the powers for good, which I
you
think
wouldn't do
in
that when you were
itself
10 as well.
I
I
would,
don't
but not. Some 10-year-olds are shitty, and I think not being shitty in that way shows an amount of maturity. The fact that Ben chooses to use his powers for good. He has shown at multiple points that he is a brave hero. He's jumped into action even without the help of the watch plenty of times. He's just a natural hero, and I think
yeah.
that does show maturity for a fucking 10-year-old boy.
I call him brave and heroic. I don't know if I would call him mature for his age though, because emotionally he's very. Sometimes I think he's even a little bit immature for his age. Maybe I was just and this is gonna sound like I'm sucking my own dick, but I promise there's something to this. I mean, I was traumatized as a kid, and they say when you're traumatized, you're less immature. But like, I feel like when I was a 10-year-old, I like looked at Ben 10. I was like, God, man, quit being such a little fucking kid, you little bastard. You know
Oh my lord.
what?
Just like, oh, this kid sucks. I'm a better kid than this kid.
I wasn't like that. I was just kind of like I was genuinely disappointed because when you're a kid, you kind of look up to cartoon characters, right? Not in like a weird way, but just like, yeah, that guy's cool. I want to be like that. You know what I mean? But to me, I was just kind of like, ugh, kind of glad I'm not like that kid. Fucking selfish prick.
I feel like this is fueled by it being one of those nights. You're getting really aggressive about Benjamin Tenjamin here.
I'm not even trying to like. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not even trying to like be a dick. I'm just saying like what you're saying is I disagree. I disagree that he's super mature.
Well, I mean, what I was saying is he shows maturity in some respects, but he's still 10.
Yeah,
And I think the
sure.
show strikes that balance pretty well, in my opinion. Because like this episode, it was just like a delusions of grandeur thing, where like he hears about all about this plumber shit, and he's like, I want to be a part of that. And his grandpa's like, I don't know, I'm retired. And his in Ben's mind, he's like, nah, he'll come around. We're gonna be plumbers together. We're gonna be plumber heroes. And that's he becomes fixated on that, which drives his actions throughout the episode when he meets a plumber and is given the opportunity to be a part of a plumber thing. He jumps to that immediately because he's like, yeah, I want to be a plumber like my grandpa. And my grandpa's being too lame. He doesn't see my potential as a plumber, so I'm gonna be a plumber to make my grandpa proud, actually.
Yeah, I got you.
And then there's the lay epic plot twist.
Yeah, it's the guy who was very obviously a bad guy turned out to be a bad
Turned out
guy.
to be a bad guy. Yeah.
I thought it was painfully obvious that the guy was up to something. And the show definitely did The show definitely did a good job making that clear from the start that Grandpa Max was very, very hesitant to trust him from the beginning. Like, yeah, you just happened to have that whistle, you
Hey, you just
know?
happen to have that perfect thing to kill a Volpomancer right here where there were Volpomancers.
Yeah, kind of sus. I don't know.
Kind of sus, Walt. I don't know, man. Been watching a lot of loli hentai
All
lately.
right, shut up.
Honestly, at this point, I prefer you cook meth.
Pretty funny.
Can we do a Breaking Bad podcast instead? Fuck this Ben 10 shit.
You want to go through like the entirety of Breaking Bad?
Yes, episode by episode this
You know what we
time.
need? We need Star Wars podcast because there's not enough of those.
No, fuck them. First of
More
all, it's not
people,
really funny. It's so
more
funny.
people need a review. I think more people need to analyze the original Star Wars trilogy as well as the
I,
prequels.
I think Vito Gasualdi has done well on that himself. Great man, Vito
Who's that guy?
Gasualdi.
That pedophile? You mean
He's not. It's not
that
true.
pedophile guy? Ugh.
No, that's not who he is.
I heard that guy's Goro now.
No, that was the other guy.
No, no, the guy who said I heard he's Goro now, or the guy who is Goro now is the co-host of Biggest Problem in the Universe,
Yeah,
along with
Vito
Dick Masterson.
Gasualdi.
Yeah, Vito Gasualdi.
Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else there is to talk about in this particular episode.
Yeah, I
I
don't
guess
know. I
I'm
mean,
interested to see where like the plumbers go because like the way that it's being set up right now is that they're a dead organization. But at some point in the Ben 10 lore, I know that the plumbers become like a big prominent organization. So it's like what happens between now and then that
I
like
think the
revitalizes
plumbers.
it in such a real way.
I think the plumbers are a lot like the Confederacy. You know, they're a seemingly dead movement that is only relevant to a particular time period, but when you least expect it, the idea comes back, and it seems like it never died to begin with.
Yes, I see.
Yes, I see.
I see. The Plumber Confederacy.
Yeah, we got an episode title. Um, uh, yeah, I don't have much else to say about this episode.
All right, well, we do a wrap up questions on this show, right?
We do that at the. Oh yeah, no, that we
Per
do that right after the
episode.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite character?
Probably. Hmm. I'm trying to think of like any real highlights like any characters had over other characters, and I can't really think of anything that like puts one person particularly on the top of this episode.
Hmm.
I'm trying. Is it hmm. I guess I'll give it to Grandpa Max.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same exact thing. Like reluctantly give it to Max, just because like I can't think of anybody else who really stood out.
What aliens did Ben use this episode?
Well, obviously Wild Mutt, Accelerate.
Oh
I don't remember who else
yeah.
he used. Ripjaws at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he had
exactly.
another accidental Ripjaws.
You gotta love an accidental rip jaws.
Yeah, the iconic
He needs
accidental
water.
Ripjaws.
The iconic
Yeah,
accidental.
it's funny. It's funny because he needs water.
It's funny because he needs water to live, and he has to get the water. Um, does that happen a lot throughout the show? Like
It's
I
happened
know
twice so far.
in general it happens a lot, but not specifically with ripjaws. Like it's gray matter is usually the
Yeah,
go-to.
that's
It's
right.
like,
There was an
oh,
accident. There was an accidental gray matter too in this
there
episode.
was an
There
accidental
was the
gray matter
accidental
in
gray matter and Ripjaws. They got the two classics.
the two classic boys, the classic accidents. But yeah, favorite scene?
Um, I'm not certain. I like the beginning scene where we see Grandpa Max and Phil. I believe that's Phil, right? In the beginning flashback.
It is Phil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Phil Swift.
Phil Swift. Phil Swift here with flex tape.
Yeah. I like the beginning flashback. It was cool context. And we saw like Vilgax. I knew it was a flashback immediately because Vilgax was normal looking.
Yeah. I'll also give it to that. That is like interesting, like look back lore. That's what I'll do. That I agree.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see like, in like especially in like a sci-fi franchise, like like what happened before Like the previous generation
Yeah, like the
of
Star
what's
Wars
going on.
prequels are
No,
some
no,
of
no,
the
no, no,
best
no, 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 no,
movies.
no. It's good. It's good to do that for like a scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
if they were to make like a whole series or like a whole like trilogy, say, out of that sort of thing, it would just be a really bad idea in my opinion.
Would you not watch a Grandpa Max prequel though? Because I feel
That
like
being
you
said,
would.
I would watch it. I don't know if it would be. I don't know if it would be good or not. I'm sure they could. Like anybody who's ever got their hands on Ben 10, like has had a passion for like the franchise, right? Has like actually given a shit and like tried. So I have faith that they can make it good either way. And by the way, I don't think the reboot is bad from what I've seen.
Actually, I watched some of the
Just
reboot. I
putting it
think
out
I
there.
think I talked about this when it happened, but I did watch some of the reboot, and it was a good show. Like it wasn't fucking Shakespeare. Like you're not gonna get the same amount of value out of it you get out of any of the other Ben 10 shows, really. But it's a fun, harmless cartoon. And I'm glad that it breathed new life into people's liking Ben 10, because then those people might find the old show and get to experience that, and that's cool.
Yeah. Honestly, just like children, little kids liking Ben 10 is just something that makes me happy. It reminds me of when I liked Ben 10.
What do
So
you
it's a good show.
mean? We like Ben 10 right now.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it reminds me of my childhood personally. Like when I see other
Yeah.
kids, it's like I feel like it's really just an old person thing to like want children to like the same stuff that you liked and be like,
No,
oh,
I
these
had that.
kids
I
these
had that
days.
experience, and it ended with a like door getting a hole kicked in it. So
What?
sorry, Gingy. We did like way back in the day, back when I was on Pixels. I did like a PCP plot lecture about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers,
Yeah.
and Gingy started watching Power Rangers with his young son Alex, and he got like super into it. And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, that's sick that he's into it." And then like he started imitating the karate moves, and he kicked the hole in the door.
Holy shit. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so they stopped watching Power Rangers.
Yeah, to stop watching Power. It's like
Yeah.
I heard of that shit happening with like WWE, not fucking Power Rangers though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, early Power Rangers had a lot of like real martial arts.
Are
Fucking
there like
Tommy Oliver, bro. That guy was like he was an eighth degree black belt when he was on the show, I think. He was kicking ass.
is there like any analysis of the show from a martial arts standpoint that you've seen?
No, but that sounds like it could be very interesting.
Because I know they do shit like like lawyers react to fucking Better Call Saul and shit like that. It would be interesting to see
Yo,
like martial
martial
artists.
artists react to Power Rangers.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick. God, Power Rangers is so good. I wish that you liked Power Rangers.
I very briefly had a Power Rangers phase as a kid. Have I ever told you about that?
No, what do you remember which Power Rangers it was?
Probably Samurai. It
Oh,
was
it was
okay, so
that
it's
Power
yeah, it
Rangers.
was I mean that was my generation, unfortunately. But there's Power Rangers Samurai, and then there was whatever the fuck I had on DVD or VHS as a little kid. So I'm assuming I believe most of the shit that I had was like Mighty Morphin or Mighty Morphin adjacent, like the first movie.
Yeah, Mighty Morphin is some of the best the franchise has. Like the original is very good. That whole era is like that's my like particular flavor of Power Rangers. Like I love a lot of seasons, but the first 6 seasons, which are the first 4 series, because they did 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin before they started changing the name every season, was
Yeah.
like all its own arc. Like it was one big arc that like had like a cool and satisfying ending, and then after that they just started like doing their own thing with each season and like just doing an annual crossover that kind of strung them together.
Yeah.
So the Zordon era, as it's called, because the era of the show was Zordon in it. Go figure. That's like peak Power Rangers for me. It's probably like the first. It because it makes me hard. Like I have to think of
It makes you
other.
hard.
It makes it hard. My bad. It makes it hard to like try to recommend like some Power Rangers to people to get them into it, because my favorite Power Rangers, you gotta watch like 200 episodes.
Yeah.
uh but there are some other later seasons that are really good that I would recommend you, like Demi, are you the type that can like kind of surrender yourself to like lore, or would you have to see like all the background to any lore?
Um, I'm like, depending on how much I give a shit about it, I
Like
can watch
the
something without full context.
because the season I think I would recommend is Power Rangers Dino Thunder. But the only problem with that is that it has Tommy from the original in it. And it's like you kind of got to know him a little bit, but not really. Like I think you can get into it without knowing him.
Yeah,
But anyway, I know you're never going to watch Power Rangers Dino Thunder, or maybe I'll force you in a VC someday.
maybe, yeah.
I got you an insight to watch a fucking Dragon Ball Z fight. I think I can get you to watch a Power Rangers
Yeah,
episode.
the worst shit that I've ever watched in my life.
Honestly, that particular fight did not hold up as well as I remembered. And I feel bad about that because like there's a lot of cool things about the fight and like the context in which it exists in the show. But yeah, we watched it and I was like, this is not as good as I remember it being.
No,
I
I've
think
definitely been in that same situation where like I'm like, yo, like I'm trying to like get a friend into something that like I love with a burning passion. But like sometimes you have to face the harsh reality that like nothing from it is going to be like super interesting without the full context. Unless it's like a comedy, like a sketch comedy show or some shit. But like usually you're going to have to like have the full context. Like there are so many like funny moments from Malcolm in the Middle that I wish I could just like show people, but then I remember like if you hadn't seen the episode or like know the characters, like it doesn't really mean anything to you.
all you have to show him is a gif of that scene where Hal turns around and he the
It's
background
true.
goes
There that
away.
show does contain a lot of shit that would normally not be
It's
funny out
the
of context.
funniest visual ever. It's so good. Every time I see it, I have to fucking laugh hysterically.
Yeah. You don't even have to see it, you just think about it.
Think about it. I just think about him turning around and it just all goes black. It's such a funny shot. And he's just like the smiley, happy dad, and then suddenly he's just like, ooh, like
Suddenly he's not.
but anyway, we were talking about rating that episode out of 10 truths.
Yeah. I give it a 8 out of 10. Solid episode. Above average.
8 sounds about right. I hate to give literally the same answer to every wrap up
Yeah.
question, but I think we have very similar feelings on this episode. It's just, yeah, 8 out of 10 is about right. It's very good. It introduces cool stuff, but it's
I
not
feel
it's
like
not a 10 out of 10
I feel
by
like this
any
entire
stretch.
show is an 8 out of 10. Just
maybe
everything
maybe
about it.
more often than not, but there have been some 10s so far, and I'm sure
Oh,
there
of
will be more
course.
10s.
Don't get me wrong, it does have its.
God, I'm trying to remember what the episode where Ben 10 is Spider-Man basically is called. The great power, great responsibility story with Grandpa Max in the hospital. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but that episode was fucking peak. Anyway, you want to talk about the next one that I won't even attempt to remember the name of?
The Big Tick.
The
The
Big Tick.
episode that aired on May 30th, 2006. Ben discovers a new alien in the Omnitrix. As he tries to figure out the alien's abilities, a meteor crashes nearby. A giant tick emerges. It's already destroyed several other planets. Read more. Now Earth is next.
Now Earth is next. Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
wow.
this just like giant fucking insect just like bites into the earth, into the ground, and then like basically the entire episode is just the inconvenience of dealing with this giant fucking bug. And I found that context to be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Um Visually and just artistically, this episode is very interesting. I really like just how they
Was it
illustrate like the life being sucked out of the earth.
That's true. I'm trying to remember which episode it was where nobody's ever gonna remember this unless I like go find it myself. But like there's one shot in one of these episodes where it's like a zoomed out shot. I think it is the next one, I think, because they're in the video game line now that I remember. It's the next one where they're just like drawn in like a weird way. Like Ben has like kind of this weird like side spike to his hair, it kind of looks like in that particular shot. And it did kind of caught me off guard. Go back for it, folks. You know
Yeah.
the scene now. See if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? But what happened in this episode? Uh
Um
things.
he gets
Stuff.
cannonball.
He does get Cannonball. Oh my god, he's finally here. My guy. I love Cannonball. I'm like, we stand
Yeah.
Cannonball in this house. He's not quite as good as the worst, which is the best Ben 10 alien, but I
The
love the
worst.
worst so much.
These like weird like species, or not they're not a species. They're three different species, but these three like weird alien dudes that just like worship this like giant fucking insect that apparently just destroys planets all the time, just
I
sucks
love
the
how this
life
is
out
just
of
like
planets.
a big fucking parody of religious zealots.
Of what?
Religious zealots, just like super fucking Bible thumpers, or just
Yeah.
like super religious people in general.
I think now let's analyze this though from a utilitarian standpoint, because that's what I do. I'm the utilitarian
Okay.
standpoint.
So
That's who I am.
utilitarian Demigloom. Yep. That's your superhero alter ego is the
What if
utilitarian standpoint.
yes. The utilitarian standpoint. Yeah, what if, say, for the greater good of the solar system, Earth was causing a huge problem, right? Say just like for whatever reason the existence of Earth was like throwing off the fucking orbit or what the fuck ever. The energy from taking too much energy from the sun, some problem. Would it be justified to just completely destroy Earth for the greater good of like the rest of the solar system?
I guess yeah,
Because what if
in a
because
world
to
where
these
there's
people,
intelligent life on like hundreds of planets, like if
and
Earth
that's
is
this
causing
world, that's the
problems,
world, that's what's
yeah.
going on here. And
Yeah,
what they're
Earth.
saying is they these are clearly people of a similar or greater like cognitive like advancement cognitive
No, I
capability
think that
as
I
humans.
think the bit is that they're kind of idiots actually. They're just
Right, they're kind of,
pretentious.
but like as species, like they're clearly like human like species as far as just like as far as how advanced they are, right? I mean, they got like hoverboards and shit. They got technology that we don't have. You know what I mean? There's definitely a case that they're up there somewhere. Not just even as individuals, but as a species, right? But the problem is they never illustrate quite exactly why it is that they're so amazed at the destruction of other planets. Because um, to me, it just seems like these assholes kind of just are just really weird and see the destruction of other planets as like just a beautiful process, regardless of why. But like, if there was like an actual reason for why destroying the Earth would be completely justified and necessary, I think that would be more interesting if the episode explored like the actual justification for it rather than just like, oh, bad aliens destroy Earth.
Yeah.
I bet, like, I bet us Earthlings, we would destroy another planet in a heartbeat. Like, no, we 100% would. We would pull the trigger on that shit to save our own asses.
No,
Because
yeah, you're probably right.
let's be like super consistent here. Like, nobody gives a fuck about other planets. You know what I mean? Who the fuck gives a shit about the greater good of the solar system? Like, people don't really think on a galactic scale. You know what I mean?
You know, I think about I think on a me scale
Yeah.
actually.
But what about me?
What about me?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I really liked the just like how the Earth like slowly turns into a wasteland and then is immediately just back to normal after the bug thing is killed.
Yeah,
The apocalyptic visuals really reminded me of have you seen The Wall, the Pink Floyd movie?
I've not watched the Pink Floyd movie, The
A lot of
Wall.
the a lot of the uh now that I think about it, our audience probably only knows about The Wall from fucking Nostalgia Critic, which is really sad.
Oh
But
my god, I forgot about the whole nostalgia critic The Wall thing.
people were so fucking pissed about that. Whoa. What was I gonna say? I was just wondering if the animators or the art people like took any inspiration from that because it reminded me a lot of The Wall.
I wonder, could you be onto something? If, we gotta ask,
Probably not. Probably not,
the man of
honestly.
action himself.
The man of action
The man
himself.
of action.
When I was a kid, I thought there was one guy. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it is multiple guys, isn't it?
Did you think it was one guy too?
Yeah, I thought it was the stage name. It's like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
man of
Yeah,
action.
he's the man of action. An action-packed man.
He's full of action, that man.
Yeah, that man.
But what else happened in this episode?
Um, well, Ben beats the shit out of him, and that or fucking destroys that thing because fuck it, we don't give a shit about life forms that don't speak English. Um,
Oh my god. Here we go.
See, that sounded like a weird, like a shitty, like liberal rant. But like honestly, like have you noticed this in media? Like they treat the death of anything in media that doesn't like speak our own language as insignificant. Like you know what I mean? It's like you don't think twice when something like that creature dies because he doesn't speak our own language. You know what I mean? He can't communicate with us. That's why we don't give a shit when fucking animals die for the most part. They don't fucking talk to us.
Well, we do give a shit when animals die because we
Not
gain.
most of them.
They're not most of them. That's true.
You know, we've like handpick a few tokens to keep around, but
Fucking
generally
liberal
speaking,
ranting. God damn it. Here we go.
generally speaking, don't you find it a little bit interesting that this is a trope? People like creatures that don't speak just within all of our like kids media, creatures that do not speak our language are treated as insignificant. Isn't that it's just a little bit like I understand whatever I'm being woke and stupid, but like doesn't that just seem a little bit silly?
Does seem a tad silly.
Yeah. Just seems like a little, I'm not saying that the man of action is a racist man. I'm just saying
I'm a
that
racist man of action.
man of racism.
The man of racism.
Um all I'm saying is that I think that's actually just a sad reflection of our colonialist attitude as a society, you know? Society, that thing that we live in.
We do live in a society. We do, in fact, be living there in that society.
But yeah, after he kills the tick, Ben is like their new master now. They're like the new great one, and then they find out he's a human, and they're like, oh, actually, fuck that shit.
Also, wait,
Fucking
hold. I
human looking
didn't
ass.
realize that you got sent on that rant because of the fucking tick, which is a creature that showed up and started drinking Earth and turning it into a fucking wasteland. I
Right.
think they had
No, of course. I'm not saying it wasn't
crowns.
justified. It wasn't justified. I'm just saying that the death was treated with no weight. Whereas I think if one of those guys who was like speaking English, if they just like fucking killed one of them, they would like make a deal out of it. It would be like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
I guess I don't think about that a lot because in Power Rangers, all the monsters do speak English, but they still make him explode at the end.
Of course, there's shows that just don't give a shit, right? But like as far as like shows that like have a taste as far as like what they can and cannot kill in front of their child audience.
It's weird because they gave a shit for exactly one season. I think it's just like a gimmick they made up for no reason, but it just makes the rest of the show feel weird that they did that one season, where
Yeah.
instead of killing them all, they would like confine them in like little cards, little prison cards, and it was like, why hasn't this been the thing the whole time? Like, what are these guys different that you don't just kill them as opposed to all the other monsters they fought in every season before or since?
Yeah, for sure.
It's only that one series where they're like, maybe they confine him instead of murdering him.
Yeah, murder is only bad for the first season.
Yeah. Well, this is like the fucking 17th season, but anyway, Ben 10 killed a tick.
Yeah,
He
he
used,
did
he used,
kills he did kill the tick.
he used Cannonbolt to do it, which
Yeah, and the whole thing was like we tried everybody, and like Cannonbolt was deemed useless at the beginning because all he could do is roll around aimlessly. And then towards the end, he's like, "Fine, I'll try Cannonbolt again." And he's like, "Holy shit, this guy kicks ass!" Because he realizes he's incredibly strong. He can withstand a lot by just putting his fucking arms up, and he can also
rolling a ball.
roll into a ball, and he does a lot of damage.
He could do a Sonic the Hedgehog spin dash about it.
Yeah.
God, Cannonbolt's so great. I love him. Cannonbolt is Ben's first extra alien twice. Did you know that?
What in the reboot or in Alien
No,
Force?
in Alien Force, the first
Yeah.
alien he gets after the main Alien Force 10 is Cannonbolt.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cannonbolt's one of the aliens in the Vilgax the attack game that's really good actually, and you're wrong about it.
No, the game fucking sucks.
Nah, Vilgax attacks is so good. I found it really surprising, like all the like similar tropes that the Ben 10 games share, like they were consistent in like a lot of like tiny specific things that kind of tie them all together. Like they all had that same like power, defense, whatever the fuck, like stat screen for the
Yeah,
enemies. Like literally all of them have that.
that's a
That's
lot of
really
beat 'em up games, though.
that's really cool. It's cool that it's consistent.
Yeah,
Except
pretty
that
good.
I think they finally got rid of it in like the Omniverse game or something. But before that, it was everything.
Once I get a fucking second monitor, I could probably get that on like PS3.
Hey yo, was Vilgax Attacks on PS3? Is that the one we're talking about?
No, that
Or
was
the
PS2.
Omniverse game? Yeah, that
Omniverse
was
game was on PS3.
PS. Okay. I think Vilgax Attacks didn't. I think it came out like in that gen. I think it came out on Xbox 360, but it was just one of those weird like early gen games where like the PS3 was still impossible to develop for.
Yeah,
They would just make like a Wii one, an Xbox 360 one, and a PS2 one.
yeah.
But anything else in particular we want to discuss about this episode before we do the wrap up questions? I guess it's funny that the fucking religious guy is at the end, just like you are the new one now. And
Yeah, I
then he
don't know
turn,
what religion that's supposed to be.
and then he
Where
turns,
where
and
you
then
could just kill God and become the new God.
become the new god. Yeah, and then he turns back into Ben, and it's just like, oh, I forgot you were a low level human. Get out of here.
Yeah, but he accomplished the same thing. He met the same prerequisites, so there's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, they're just kind of bitches, kind of dicks a little bit. That's the episode.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Favorite character? It's got to be the one religious guy. You know the one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna go with Cannonball, my boy, my wigga, Cannonball. I love him. He's my favorite.
You just
He.
can't not say that word.
No, I can't not say that word.
Um. All right. Favorite scene.
Favorite scene.
This whole episode felt like one scene.
That's true. I feel like there were not a lot of transitions to from scene to scene in this particular
It was
episode.
all one location. Within like the same like square mile.
My favorite scene is when they observe the world getting drank and the trees are like changing and shit.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to say the same thing. That's probably my favorite too.
That's fair. And then out of 10, I think this one's like a solid 7.
I give this one an 8. I really, really like this episode.
You see, I
Actually, I'm giving it an 8.5.
I like it too, but like it's just so like insignificant and like it feels like it's nothing. It was a pretty good nothing episode, but it was a nothing episode.
Well, isn't every episode of the show a nothing episode?
No,
Every episode that doesn't have Vilgax is a nothing episode.
yeah, exactly. No, it's just there's something about this episode in particular, not just that the plot doesn't move along, but like something about this episode just felt like this is a side quest, 100%.
Yeah, but every episode without Vilgax is a side quest.
Yeah, but they don't feel that way. This one does.
Oh, so you're
To
just
me.
wrong.
Shut up. Fuck you.
Very much like your political positions. You're just basing this
Okay,
one on
they're
your
all
gut
the
emotional
same as
reactions. Nah, they're not the same. I'll find something. I'll find something we disagree on.
We vote for the same people.
No, you voted for Andrew Yang. Or no, you didn't vote.
Well, I didn't vote, but if I did
Yeah.
vote, I would have voted for Biden. Obviously, I'm not gonna go right in Andrew Yang.
No, I meant during the primary.
Oh yeah, of course I would have voted for Andrew Yang for the primary,
Yeah.
but I'm saying we're both voting for the same party.
Oh, the party that's such a wide margin. You realize how much diversity there is in like ideas in like the Democratic Party alone, or like the fucking Libertarian Party. They have socialists in the Libertarian Party now.
Socialist libertarians. That sounds
Libertarian
based,
socialists.
actually.
I'm a socialist. I'm a libertarian socialist, but not for the Libertarian Party because I think that entire party is just shitty, just dog shit. I hate libertarians. See, libertarian is a word that us leftists have basically just agreed is like blacklisted because it sounds like, libertarian as in like free, like what's the word? Laissez-faire capitalism type shit, type
That's
beat.
why I just want the libertarians to succeed because I think it'd be funny.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit funny.
They're the underdog. They gotta come back and win it in the end.
Yeah, but
We gotta
the
get,
Green
we gotta
Party is
get
the better
Gary
underdog.
Johnson in political office
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Gary Johnson. No, thank you.
Yeah, I hear that guy kind of sucks actually.
I mean, all politicians kind of suck, but Gary Johnson is. I mean, he's a libertarian. There's a difference between being a libertarian as in like libertarianism, the political ideology, and a libertarian as in anti-authoritarian. There's a huge difference between the two things, and I'm anti-authoritarian,
Fuck
but
authority.
not like libertarianism, libertarian.
Fair enough. Let's talk about the third episode.
Okay. The third episode. Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that we're doing that. We're doing three
Oh fuck
episodes
yeah!
now.
Hey guys, we're doing 3 episodes at a time now. What's up?
Framed. Um, Apparently Ben's aliens have been creating havoc across the country. Have they really? As federal agents come gunning for him in San Francisco, Ben gets the lowdown from a former friend. This episode aired on May 31st, 2006 as well.
Real quick.
What's up?
So later down the Ben 10 line, it is confirmed that the higher government of the Earth knows about the plumbers. Don't you think the special military alien squad should know the plumbers? I feel
Yeah.
like this should have been solved by being, hey, I'm Max Tennyson, former magistrate of the plumbers. We got this covered.
Yeah, were the plumbers like an extension of the United States or like the world
No,
Earth
I don't think they
government?
were part of the government, but like the government was aware of them. And like the way I understand the world, that the government was aware of the plumbers and they kind of like knew about them and they knew they were the guys to go to if there was some alien shit going down. And they knew about each other. So
I'm sure the plumbers
I,
knew about the U.S. government.
the US
Oh, the
government knew
government?
about
Never heard
them
of those
too.
guys.
Um,
What is the government? Do they govern?
Also, what is a magistrate? Like, is that just like, I know that that's a word, but does that mean what they're making it mean?
I have no idea what that word means. I've never heard that word in my life.
Okay, well, later in the show, later in Ben 10, once Grandpa Max rejoins the plumbers, he is referred to as Magistrate Tennyson. That is like his rank in the plumbers. He's Magistrate Max Tennyson.
Huh. Is that so?
Yeah. I want to know what Google Magistrate. Jamie, pull that up.
Magistrate. Well, isn't Jamie the guy from Joe Rogan?
Yes.
Poor Jamie.
Poor
A civil
Jamie.
officer or lay judge who administers the law, especially one who conducts a court that deals with minor offenses and holds preliminary hearings from serious ones.
Okay, so it's like a judge. That's not what Max Tennyson is.
No.
It might be what he becomes. I think it's just like he's the chief plumber. And they're
Yeah.
like, magistrate sounds like a cool word. So they made him Magistrate Tennyson.
Yeah, makes sense.
But this is not about Magistrate Tennyson. This is about Kevin 11, who's
Yeah.
back and he's got he did the thing. He has the form now.
Yeah, he can change into aliens.
He's changing the aliens, but then at the end he gets fucking fusion aliens and he can't change
Yeah.
back. We get the iconic Kevin 11 form.
And he's mad at Ben for some fucking reason.
Yeah, it's like I
Like, what did
stole
you
the energy
expect?
from your watch and then I got all fucked up. Like, yeah, you probably should have stole the energy from my watch, huh?
Yeah. Dumbass.
Dummy. This episode was really cool.
It was pretty good, yeah. I love
I
that
think just
they
anytime there's Kevin 11 in this show is like a top tier episode.
is Kevin 11 only in episodes that also contain something about the Sumo Slammers video games? Because in
Maybe.
his debut and his triumphant return, both episodes start with some plot about Ben and the Sumo Slammers video game. No, this is Sumo Slammers 2.1. You can change your colors. You can change the color of your fighter mid battle. Duh.
You can change your fucking palette swap during the. That sounds weird. How would they map that on your controller?
I don't fucking know.
Dude, it's totally different. You change colors and fight.
Kind of funny that they actually like, maybe even unintentionally, but they satirized video games.
Yeah, they were making fun of Pokemon here.
Were they?
Maybe not, but like
Yeah, they don't.
it's
Pokemon doesn't really
the
do that.
it's the criticism I see about Pokemon, specifically like the old third versions of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, it lets you palette swap. But those third versions are actually like the best games of the series because it's just like they took the game and they made it better and then they put it out.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's like these games, but better than those. So these are like the best ones ever.
Yeah.
But what can we discuss in this episode?
I don't even know what to discuss in this episode. There's not much to say. I mean,
They do some fights. Kevin's back.
yeah.
Military
I
man
like
gets
I like
beaten,
how
gets fucking
I
a
like
black eye. I feel like that's uncommon in children's media for like actual
yeah.
like deep facial injuries and like black eyes and shit. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of metal. Like I was not expecting that out of Benjamin Tenjamin.
Me neither.
And I like
I
how it kind
think
of ends with like the military guy being like fully aware that this family has something to do with the aliens, and they just kind of like agree to not go into detail.
yeah. Well, at the end, towards the end, he realizes that like Ben was like the good guy, or he didn't know he was Ben, but like that one alien guy was not bad because he was like, "Hold your fire, like don't shoot that one." And then they were like, "Nah, fuck it, we're gonna shoot that guy." But then they didn't.
That's true.
I love how they seemingly witness Ben like beat the shit out of like police officers, just throw police cars, and then Grandpa's like, "Ben, why did you do that?" Like as if he just like as if he like broke one of like Gwen's fucking Barbie dolls or some shit, like some like as if it's like
Ben, I'm sure you have
Ben.
a perfectly logical explanation for why you went out and killed people,
Yeah,
right, Ben?
I mean they don't say it, but like, do you think Kevin like killed people like during
Yeah,
that?
probably.
Yeah, people probably died.
I'm surprised this never comes up. Well, I'm not surprised because it's a fucking children's show, but I'm surprised this particular story arc does not come up more in like Ultimate Alien when Will Harang is trying to say that Ben 10 is evil.
I know.
Because like I don't know if it's ever really like publicly figured out that like Kevin and Ben were two separate entities in this incident. So I feel like Will Harang could be like, he's bad. Look at this footage where he's bad.
Yeah. I know that Kevin also, as far as like the killing thing goes, he demonstrated in the episode Kevin 11 that he was not above just murdering people because he was about to do that by switching the fucking train tracks.
Oh yeah, he did like he was like, yeah, we'll just kill a couple people. It's cool. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Ben was like, but a bunch of people will die, and he's like, so, and
Yeah. Yeah, and how's that?
plus
I fail to see
ratio.
how that's my problem. I'm here to get paid.
Kevin said, from a utilitarian standpoint, I have yet to hear a convincing legal or moral argument.
As to why I shouldn't kill people has been 10 aliens.
Yeah, that's the quote.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kevin said. He said that in
That's
the
exactly
show.
what Vosh said in that out of context clip.
Yeah, that's what Vosh said. He said that
Yeah.
Kevin 11 should be able to kill people.
Listen, Kevin 11 was acting in bad faith, okay?
He's a bad actor, that
Yeah, he
Kevin
was a
11.
bad faith actor.
What does that even mean?
It's a long story.
Like I hear people say it, I'm just like, I don't think they're acting. I'm like, what does that mean, bad actor?
I don't think they're acting.
It
I
doesn't
saw
seem like they're acting to me. It seems like it's real.
there's a really funny meme. It showed like like the crawl space scene from Breaking Bad where he's like just like crying, laughing. There's like leftists when the guy that just like murdered their entire family was acting in bad faith. Leftists will literally have their entire family murdered and try to
Silence your fucking
sorry,
phone, you fucking
and we'll try to
gremlin.
argue why they'll have to justify it from a utilitarian standpoint.
See, from a utilitarian standpoint, the murder of my parents really is a net positive on the world.
Or they'll like they'll literally get murdered and then be like, oh, clearly there's a socioeconomic explanation for this.
Piss must occur. I will be back. All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Kevin Levin. He
Yeah.
does he's bad. He's a
Yeah,
bad
he's
guy.
a bad guy.
It's becoming weirder and weirder to me that this character becomes a good guy.
Yeah.
And people are just like cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, we're establishing right now that he probably killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, he just like runs around and kills people for fun. And suddenly in Alien Force, we're all buddy buddy. It's a little
Yeah.
wacky. It's slightly whacked.
It's a little bit silly. He had a couple gamer moments, but you know.
I mean, like, I guess like they forgive Vegeta in Dragon Ball, and he like literally slaughters billions. So
It's really weird how cartoons do this shit when like characters like are canonically like worse than Hitler. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's really weird that I feel like it shocks me that I don't hear people more often discuss like the morals of Vegeta and like whether he deserves forgiveness, because like there is like an argument to be had both ways. Like it's kind of a utilitarian thing where Vegeta in his early days went around and slaughtered the population of planets for financial gain. But then when he becomes involved with the Earth Heroes and he like slowly is becomes part of their group, and he is integral in saving the entire universe on many occasions.
Listen,
And he's like a loving father and husband, even though he's a little rough around the edges. He cares about his family more than even Goku does, I think. And it's like the question of, can Vegeta be forgiven when he's come around so much and he's been integral in saving the universe, or is just his body count too great for true forgiveness ever to be given?
yeah. For me, like listen, if you can create like a scenario where Hitler is 100% proven to have completely redeemed himself and is essential to saving the world now, by all means let him be a part of the fucking, Peace Federation or whatever.
Yeah.
But I strongly doubt that I just don't think that's ever going to happen. Mainly because he's dead currently, but also because he demonstrated such a lack of like moral character and, care for anybody who wasn't him.
If Vladimir Putin became an essential player in saving the world.
Yeah, no. 100%. Like if somebody is an essential player in saving the world, then you kind of just have to let them play their role,
That's fair.
You got to do what you got to do. Break her heart. Real Demigloom fans will get that joke.
Only real Demigloom fans
Only
will
real
understand.
Demigloom fans who know the 80s love song that Outer Space sampled.
Oh lord.
You have to be that much of a fan that you've looked at what songs I sampled and listened to them all the way.
That song is so silly because the one verse and the other have nothing to do with each other.
The chorus and the
Yeah.
verses, yeah.
Literally
It's
the
whatever.
opposite. Literally the opposite. The chorus is like, I'm all on my own, and then you're just like, I love my girlfriend so much. Is the
I didn't
song.
say that. Well, I didn't have a girlfriend.
Just shut up, Demigloom.
That didn't happen.
You can't Mandela affect me, okay?
No, that was fake. My
No,
my my
you just
girlfriend,
remember that I
that
had a
was just
girlfriend, but I
pretend.
didn't.
Yeah, fake memories.
Yeah, Mandela effect, exactly. But yeah, we get Mutant Kevin in this episode for the first time. I'm into him. He's an iconic figure. He's something that always pops up in the memory when you think about Ben 10.
Yeah,
Which is why I didn't know that like he was introduced before that happened. Like I thought that form would have existed by the end of the Kevin 11 episode, but it
yeah,
didn't. And then here it
didn't.
is here.
It's so iconic that you forget that it wasn't,
You forget
originally.
that that's not an integral part to Kevin's character in his beginning appearance.
Yeah,
I wonder, does the DNA scan thing come up with the Omnitrix in this show, or is it like only Alien Force and Ultimate Alien where that happens?
I'm pretty sure that that's only in like Alien Force and then later.
No, because doesn't he scan Ben Wolf and Ben Frankenstein?
I don't fucking remember, dude. It's been so long since I've seen that era of Ben 10. Like I've like attempted to rewatch the show plenty of times. So like I've definitely like I have like the first like 2 seasons of Ben 10 like just downloaded into my brain.
Yeah,
But as far as season 3 and season 4 go, like season 3 particularly because when I was a kid I had seasons 1, 2 and 4 on DVD. For most of my life I only had the first 2 seasons on DVD, so I watched them like so many times. And then when I got after I like kind of already grew out of Ben 10, I got season 4 on DVD, and then like years later I got season 3. So I didn't even like really watch season 3 all the way through, or at least have access to season 3 consistently until I was like already too old to be watching Ben 10 anyways.
I don't know
And
if I've
now I'm
ever
watching
grown
Ben
out
10
of.
again 10
I don't
years
know if I've
later.
ever grown out of any media except for like preschool media. Like I just never grew out of anything past like fucking Sesame Street and Wow Wow Wubbzy. Like once I graduated from that to like Power Rangers and Fairly Odd Parents and like those sorts of shows. I've never grown
Yeah,
out of
no,
any of that shit.
I never felt like I was like, you know what I mean, too cool for that shit. It's just like I, in all honesty, just kind of spent more time. Honestly, you know what it was? It was fucking video games. It was
That's
like
fair.
the total takeover of video games of my life. It wasn't that I was like watching like bigger kid shows. I mean, I was like I was watching like Breaking Bad and shit, but like it really was more that I was investing my free time more and more into video games as I had like my own consoles and shit. Not that I wasn't spending wasting my life on video games as a little kid, because I definitely was. Played the
See, is it
shit out of fucking Lego Star Wars 1 and 2.
I have this like weird reverse thing where like I've kind of grown out of video games. But like not really. Like I still like video games. I just can't sit down and play them for long periods of time a lot of the time.
See, when I play video games for long periods of times, it's usually when I'm on podcasts with you.
Yeah, just because you know that it annoys me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just knowing that if you were to know that I was playing a game, it would annoy you is enough to make me happy and enjoy games again.
Man, I really love when my friends are nice to me and do the things I ask them. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I feel
exactly.
you. I feel you, buddy.
I feel you, dog. I feel you, dog.
I got you.
Fuck, what was I gonna say?
Your favorite Martian is back.
He's been back for a long time.
It's been back for like 6 months. Dude, I just now like listened to all the new songs because I thought they were just gonna be absolute dog shit, and for the most part they weren't like great. But honestly, it's like it's not worse than it was. Not like much worse than it
What's
was.
your favorite Martian song?
I really everybody hates the song. I actually like Uno Reverse Card. I think it's funny and sounds good. It's catchy enough to listen to.
I remember I only listened to like a couple of them, and
Like
like
the new ones.
I didn't listen to them closely. I remember liking Verified.
Oh, Verified was really funny. It was like my life
Yeah.
is like pathetic. He's like the most pathetic loser for like the first like 1 minute of the song, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm verified," and then like his life is just immediately improved. He's a
Yeah.
fucking king. That song aged extremely poorly because of the fucking Elon Musk shit.
Elon Musk shit. Yeah.
It complete like the joke completely relies on like the rarity of the blue check mark, which is now just $8 a month.
What if Elon Musk was a Ben 10? What if Elon
I could
Musk built
see
the Omnitrix in real life?
I could see him as a plumber.
He could be.
Is there like I'm sure there's a video essay about like how physically possible an Omnitrix would be.
I don't know about that one, Demi. Maybe.
Do I need to fucking do the research?
Well, what is there to analyze there? The answer is no.
Well, just like how close can we get to an Omnitrix? How how much can we physically alter you? Because they say like genetically modified cat girls are possible. Is it possible
Hey
maybe
yo,
someday through some crazy shit to have a watch that turns you into a genetically modified cat girl? I remember like it
the
was like
cat girl
scientists.
Omnitrix.
I remember it was like scientists like confirmed that like cat girls, like genetically engineered cat girls, were 100% physically possible, but they were basically just like, yeah, we don't give enough of a shit to like fund that. Like we got like children starving and dying of cancer. We
Man,
got bigger fish
yeah,
on our
that's
plate.
fair. All right, this. I feel like these episodes we have not had a lot of substance to discuss, and it's not even the fault of the episode. I think it's just the fault of us. I think we're just bad, actually.
I think Ben 10 isn't enough. Like I think if you're gonna do like a deep Ben 10 discussion, you ought to like actually like really like think about it and take notes and pay super close attention to all the subtext and you know basically make video essays about it and not review podcasts. But I still think that bitching about Ben 10 episodes is just kind of for us. It's kind of just been a great conversation starter. In all honesty.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If you don't like listening to us just talk about random shit, then fuck you. Die. We hate you.
this show is like
Eat
for
shit and die.
nobody,
No, but like we don't really talk about like a
or
whole
for
lot of
like a
shit that's
very
like
specific cross niche. Like it can't. just a Ben 10 fan's not gonna listen to this because it's just us bullshitting. And fans of just us bullshitting, if they don't like Ben 10, probably won't listen to it either.
I don't think you need to know us super well to enjoy our bullshitting, in all honesty. I think people could tune into this and be like, yeah, I like listening to these guys bitch, and I also like Ben 10, so.
It's fair.
And I think people who
I
don't like
literally
Ben
just
10,
like
I think
I'm
people who don't like Ben 10 will probably not listen to this show, but like I think they could if they really wanted to.
yeah,
It'll
you're
be,
probably
you know,
right.
it's like listening to like an Is It Kino for like a movie you haven't seen.
That's true, and I do that all the time. I have listened to every Is It Kino on the Simi and Jimmy Treehouse YouTube channel, and I've definitely not seen more than half of the movies covered in those kinos.
Yeah.
I think recently just thinking about like watch along podcasts in general, like I think I've had this exact same conversation before, but it's just like I've been listening to Morphin Grid a lot lately, which is a Power Rangers watch along podcast, and it's so good and it's so perfect and I love it a lot. And the dynamic is just so good and like the show is just like so great. And it's like, oh, my watch along podcast will never approach such levels. Like even Kira's Kingdom is nowhere close to fucking Morphin Grid. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
maybe watch alongs are not my style, but like I want to be good at them because Morphin Grid is so good.
Maybe making 30 podcasts a week isn't your style. I think
No,
you might need to
that
come.
is my style actually.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Chief.
That's my signature move, is to make podcasts.
Nah, you don't need to do that.
Listen, what am I gonna drop? I it's not I can't drop all any of it. It's all I need it all.
I think if you really set your emotions aside, you could drop a lot of your podcasts.
No. Well, I don't want to set emotion aside. Why would I do that?
Yeah, exactly.
I have to set emotion aside somewhat, but like I can't there's always some logical through line where it's like why would I stop doing this?
Yeah,
What do I really gain versus what do I lose when I do this?
right.
And it's like
I mean,
I think about it and there's always like a justification like oh maybe get rid of Pokemon Variety Hour because a lot of my co-hosts don't care about it anymore, but like it is my most like steadily growing and successful podcast. And then there's Issue Crew movie reviews where it's like I could go without this probably, but it's a really good draw in for the channel. Like 3 of our top 5 most viewed videos are movie reviews because people will click on things
yeah,
that have the name of the movie they like on them.
and about 0 people actually listen to the Issue Crew. Like literally, it's probably literally 0 if we're being honest with ourselves.
I mean, it gets views.
Like I feel like a lot of
We don't
views.
have a single episode that is digit views, which is impressive considering the performance of a lot of my other channels. There's not one with a single digit views.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. Our
Probably
viewer
because
retention is probably shit, but I assume we have like 2 or 3 people who care.
right, but they'd probably leave comments.
But not everybody who cares about a podcast is going to leave a comment. Like some people
Maybe
just
we should
don't
just
leave
start telling.
comments.
Maybe we should just start telling people to leave comments. Just
That
like
doesn't work.
politely being like, "No, it does work." That's how we got comments on Brony Initiation.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that show we had a real audience for. Why we stop doing that again?
Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows? I think
Oh,
the answer
stop
is
doing
just
it
like
because
you stopped liking My Little Pony.
no, that wasn't really it. I still do like My Little Pony. Wait a minute. Why aren't we? Now that I think about it, actually, yeah. Why aren't we doing that? Right? Why are we not recording Brony Initiation right now?
Well, we've already gone through this song and dance
Yeah.
where we decided that Omnitrix Radio was more valuable to us personally.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do another show on Wednesdays that was not based on pre-existing media, which this jury's still out on what that's gonna be. We haven't really
Yeah.
thought of anything of note that we both agree
I'm
on.
still down if you ever are down, which you're probably not going to be, to do My Little Pony season reviews as the Brony Initiation podcast, as like the reboot.
Maybe someday.
Because there's like 9 seasons and also like movies and shit, you know?
Maybe someday.
Yeah. I think it's too early to even it's too early to really to even think about Brony Initiation retrospectively, which is fucking insane because I've come both of us have actually come so far like in our like content creating careers since Brony Initiation, and it started like less than 2 years ago.
That's true. It really hasn't been that long.
Let me look at when the first Broner Initiation podcast came out. Because that was my first podcast, I remember. Definitely not yours.
No. My first podcast was way past Cool Podcast. The
June
Sonic
2021.
cartoon. June 2021. That's not that far away.
No? That was like a year and a half ago.
Yep. Crazy.
Huh.
I think the idea we discussed already once, and like, I feel like we just do the Death Stream again. That's our other Wednesday show.
Yeah, but don't call it the Death Stream.
Why not?
Because I really don't like the ripping off other podcasts as a bit, and that show is like actually it's not enough of a death stream, like a funny funny kill stream ripoff to justify that being the entire show's identity. Like to justify
Yeah,
the bit. You know
what
what I
would we
mean?
call it? How would we identify the show then?
I don't know. What about trigger warning?
Oh my god.
Dude, the trigger warning podcast was good. It was a good podcast.
It was.
But
It frustrated me that you just only did 2 episodes, never did it again.
it's literally because search engine optimization. That's literally the whole reason.
Who gives a shit?
If I'm being totally honest with myself, middle school GSA is like the spiritual successor to the trigger warning podcast. It's like everything I wanted that show to be.
That's fair. I mean, I guess we could just do the death stream and call it the Trigger Warning Podcast.
The trigger warning death stream.
the Trigger Warning, the Trigger Warning, the live show.
Yeah.
No, again, search engine optimization.
Yeah.
But what would we do? I like the death stream. The death stream is good. You
I
can
mean,
find
there's
it
always
easily.
the Demigloom podcast, which needs to happen.
No, the Demigloom podcast is a separate thing. Fuck the Demigloom podcast. We got to do a show every other Wednesday that's not about a pre-existing media. And that's
Something
gonna
that
be-
something that we don't really need to like emotionally prepare for super hard. Something we can just get in a call and do.
Yeah, so the death stream then. But I guess we have to think of a new name for it.
But I also don't like the obligation to like discuss current events necessarily.
Well, that was kind of real, but not really.
Yeah. But like it felt kind of shoehorned in after a certain point. Like we would talk about whatever we wanted, and it's like, okay, let's bring up the fucking Google News tab and talk about shit we don't care about at all. But yeah, podcast that doesn't rely on pre-existing media. I feel like that sentiment.
Just call it like the Riely and Demigloom show, and just have it be
It's
us
gotta
talking
be.
on live stream.
There's gotta be a better name. There just has to be.
But like what though?
I don't know. We're literally not doing the show because we're so clueless. We don't even know what to call. We just don't know what to call it. That's like pretty much it.
Big guy, medium gal.
No.
No,
Big guy, little guy is like dead, right?
it's coming back.
No, God. Stop telling yourself that.
What do you? It's literally just because I'm having technical problems that we haven't done it in a while. Like we were on track, and then
Just
I realized.
don't do it.
No, why would I not?
It's shit.
It's not.
It's shovelware.
Don't say that about my Let's Play show, you son of a bitch.
Listen, unedited Let's Plays, as we've come to learn, not the best. Not the best thing.
No, they are, and you're just wrong about it.
I think you know deep down inside that you and I, neither one of us is more entertaining enough for unedited Let's Plays. Like, we're not good enough at improv.
Not on our own, but together.
No, we're not good enough at improv. Mo Diggity was right in that rant, and I know that he did the cuck thing. He was like, "Oh, but not you and Jason though." Me and Jason too. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Jason can improv a solo Let's Play unedited. I feel like he's kind of just kind of like that.
We are good at improv together, though. Like we've already established that. We just gotta.
Yeah, but not with video games.
But we can be.
We can be if you shut the fuck up about your game.
Which I've already agreed to do.
Okay, do you want to do a Let's Play show every Wednesday then?
But a Let's Play show like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could record multiple videos and spread them out.
Yeah, you could record 2 episodes, 2 or 3, you know. But then, I don't know, like what the fuck? What the fuck are we gonna? We're gonna have to play something that's actually like interesting.
Then what's the whole point? Is we're not talking about the game. So why
I want to talk about the game, but I also don't want the game to interrupt our regular conversations, which is a lot to ask. But somehow, somehow
You just need
Let's
to get
Players
better
do
of
it.
snapping back onto it.
No,
Like
that's
that's
impossible.
it's
I'm
not
horrible at that.
impossible. There's
I'm too autistic
for
for
you
that.
it's probably impossible, but
Yeah.
like
Like
there
I'm literally neurodivergent
like
and a minor.
what I
So
do is an existing trope on Let's Play shows where there will be like they're having like some deep philosophical conversation and then it's like, holy shit, what's going on here? And they kind of laugh about that for a while and then they go back to the philosophical conversation.
how much of Omnitrix Radio is us talking about what we're gonna do, like this other magical podcast that's gonna? I feel like this is that podcast. That podcast we're gonna do on not Omnitrix Radio Wednesday is
Is
this
yes,
right
is what
now.
we're doing right now. Yeah. We just need
How would
to
you feel? How would you feel about a podcast? Okay,
okay.
not a Let's Play show, but a podcast with gameplay footage.
No.
Like, what if we just did the death stream, but like the visual is just like gameplay?
No.
I feel like that would work so well because people are fucking stupid and they need to be like stimulated like outside of just like the audio content. It's like if we can keep people's eyes on the screen while they're listening, like if some people, you know, we can draw some people in with like the Omnitrix Radio visuals, but like if we had like straight gameplay in front, like everybody would be watching the video and listening or just listening if they, you know what I mean, or doing the fucking dishes or something. But that audio and visual appeal is something we should, I think we could capitalize on.
No, it's dumb and I don't like it.
Okay, well, that's what the Demigloom podcast is going to be. I mean, that's what Jason did for the Christmas podcast.
Yeah, it's dumb and I don't like it.
Whatever. That doesn't seem right to me, looking ass.
It doesn't seem right to me. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't seem right to me.
It does in fact not seem right to me. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
Why do we make on the Tricks Radio?
Do you actually want to end this show?
No, but maybe, but no. But it's so weird. Cause like I feel like I want to do it, and then like every time we sit down to do it, I kind of start being like, why?
Why?
Why? But then days go
Okay.
by, and I'm like, that's a good podcast we made, and I want to keep making
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
But then every day we get there, and it's like, why? Why?
Trade offer.
Okay.
We finish the original Ben 10 series and just see where it goes from there. We can, but don't even think about ending it before then. But like after we finish like the original series, you know, we think about it. You know what I mean? We assess the cost benefit. You know, we make a cost benefit analysis of doing this show.
I want to watch Alien Force with you. That's really this part of the show is what's a slog for me. Once we get past what you're describing, it'll be like, oh yeah, Alien Force time.
So
Fuck
you
yeah.
actually think that when we do Alien Force, like this will all be a breeze. It'll be much better for you.
For me. Yeah, I don't know about for you, but for me.
Yeah, because it's kind of going to flip. Because you're going to be more interested, and I'm going to be less interested in the content.
Flip it and reverse it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do something.
It'll happen. I like the idea of doing keeping keeping the show live, doing a live show every other Wednesday. But also we want to do Demi and the Goons show, right?
Yeah, we'll do it
Like
live
to
on
accompany.
Demi and the Goons.
Could we just do the death stream on Demi and the Goons?
Yes.
I really don't want to call it the death stream, but I don't have anything else to call it.
We'll think of something else, but yeah.
The Riely and Demi stream.
No, because it doesn't.
The rad stream.
Oh my god. Let's call it the Riely and Demi show.
The Riely and Demi show.
Yeah.
Wait. We're overthinking this. Genius idea.
Okay.
The Demi and the Goons show.
No, because this is my show, you bitch.
Yeah, but well, it's me and you, and occasionally other goons.
Okay.
But like generally speaking, it's a Riely and Demi show. But it's also the Demi and the Goons show.
As long as I have 50% ownership of the Demi and the Goons show IP.
Sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's settled, Demi and the Goons show?
I guess so.
Hell yeah. Demi and the Goons show. Let's go. And there's gonna be gameplay.
No, there's not.
Gameplay on YouTube.
No.
Like the live version, but no gameplay in the audio version.
No, that's stupid. No.
No game audio off, but visual.
No. No video game.
Okay, how can we compromise this?
We can't. I am
Okay,
steadfast.
what are we gonna make the visual then if it's a live show? Just record the Discord call?
Well, I mean, you can get fun with it. You can do like a layout and
Yeah,
like
and have like some gameplay.
no, no, dumb.
Okay, compromise. Gameplay plus webcams.
No, compromise.
What?
Webcams, and that's it. That's the visual.
Okay, sure.
No, actually, because I don't want to be on camera. I don't
Okay,
want to.
can we make webcams standard, but like you don't always have I can always just have my webcam on if you don't feel like it, you know?
Yeah, but like I don't want to even feel some. I don't want to feel a level of obligation at all to have a webcam on.
God, you're such a little pussy bitch.
It's not even like because I'll go on. I've done camera shows before. It's just so much more like inconvenient. Like I have to like look at the camera the whole time and like
You have to
think about the physical actions I'm doing and the fact that they're all being recorded on the internet.
yeah,
And
I
it's
got
just like
you.
I don't want to do
You
that.
get used to it after a while though. Like if you do it consistently enough.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, because I did it for like 30 episodes with the Jelly U podcast, and it was still annoying that entire time.
Huh.
Anyway, wrap up questions about to spend 10 episode.
Shit.
What's your
Favorite
favorite
character?
character?
I like the FBI
Military
guy.
man, I
Military
think.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He showed some real growth. He proved to us that, you know, maybe all cops are bastards, but they don't have to be.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, probably the Kevin re-reveal.
Yeah.
I like
I
that a
mean,
lot.
it was pretty obvious when I was a kid watching it. I was like, "Oh boy, who else is has access
Who
to
could it
Ben's
be?
aliens? Who can it be now?"
Yeah, that's pretty good. Out of
Yeah.
10, this episode's probably a 9.
See, I give this one a 7.
Ooh, ooh.
I liked this one less than the other two.
This one had good action. I like Kevin. I like I like the story arc of the military guy. I think this episode's very solid. Not quite a 10, but I give it a 9. And if you give it a 7, like Demigloom, you're probably dumb, is what I have to say.
I
I I bet.
favorite
Yeah,
scene.
we already did that.
Oh yeah. But
We
we
did.
did favorite character. We just did favorite character. We didn't do favorite scene.
Yes, we did. I said my favorite scene was the Kevin re-reveal, and you were like, yes.
Oh, you're right. No, that wasn't my favorite scene.
Okay,
My
what's your
favorite
favorite
scene
scene?
was the character development where he was like, "Hold your fire, only fire on command." You know, he didn't kill Ben. You know, it's nice when a cop doesn't, you know, decides out of the goodness of his heart to not kill a minority when he's on duty.
Yep, that's a very good thing.
Very responsible decision.
But yeah, that's it for Omnitrix
Is our
Radio.
is our sense of humor like fucked up? Like just like for like if like a random like Ben 10 fan listens, I think be like, holy shit, they just made a joke about fucking police brutality.
Yeah.
Just I feel like a lot of this shit is just kind of out of the blue. Just like, yeah, Hitler. Hitler and cops killing black people. Yeah, that's what we talk about on this show.
It was the same problem that Kira's Kingdom had, where it was like, oh, it's this cool Death Note watch along podcast, and then we talk about fucking Ethan Ralph all the
Like
time.
30 why was Ethan Ralph on our mind so much?
Because he was doing a bunch of weird shit during that particular time, and it was being chronicled by the lolcow people of the internet. So there was a new Ethan Ralph thing to talk about every week.
Yeah.
Fucking Ethan Ralph. There's a fake rumor that he died. It was
Was he
funny.
actually even dying in the hospital or was that fake?
No, that was fake.
Yeah, because he was I saw like you said that and I was like I was obviously joking. I was like, "Let's fucking go." And then he was like 2 days later, he was like it was like a fucking kill stream came out. And I was like, "Oh."
I think from what I gather, the two things might be unrelated, but like Ralph disappeared from the internet for a while, and eventually we found out it was because his dog died.
Oh.
And what I think happened is some Kiwi Farms troll heard like May talking about something dying in the hospital
It's
and
still
thought
crazy.
it
It's
was
still crazy
Ethan
to me.
Ralph, but it was Ethan Ralph's dog.
I still can't believe that May is just like Ethan, like just in like broad, like, fucking alt-right internet drama, when so long ago she was like a very obscure character. You know what I mean? Being the wife of Trixie.
Yeah, it's really weird. And I read like a Kiwi Farms thread where people are theorizing that Ralph doesn't even want to be with May, and that he keeps he like a lot of his actions are trying to get May to leave him.
What?
Like I'd have to like pull up the post again, but like it was like
It's funny to me that Ethan Ralph is such a piece of shit that people are speculating that he's trying to get his girlfriend to leave him.
yeah, like they were talking about a bunch of different examples, but I think the most recent thing is like Ralph got into a fight with May's father, like publicly on the internet, I think.
Yeah.
And people are like, he's finally like it's his final gambit to make her choose between her family and him, and he's hoping to God that she chooses her family.
What was he even arguing about with her father on the internet?
I don't know. I think he was. I think it might have been her father was like talking shit, and then he like called him out publicly or something.
God. What a
He's like,
freaking character, man.
"Fuck you, Arsler. I'm gonna marry your daughter."
Wait, he actually said that?
I don't know if he actually said that. It might not have been that deep, but
That would be hilarious.
my favorite Ben 10 character is Ethan Ralph. All right. Okay, everybody. I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Demigloom, where can our listeners find you?
Well, I would plug middle school GSA, but considering how that's fucking in jeopardy now, I don't know.
Why is the
Demi,
entire show in jeopardy? Because you missed one episode.
because I'm so depressed that I'm literally considering just pulling the plug, because Ferris is probably fucking pissed at me too for that whole situation. It's just really just not going super well. I'm not like announcing its cancellation. It's probably gonna happen, but whatever. Go fucking listen to middle school GSA. Look it up on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts. Middle School GSA. It's a quote unquote bi-weekly podcast with me and my good, intelligent, liberal friend Felonious Ferris. We talk about LGBTQ plus topics, and we're leftists and we talk about politics. And it's a really good show. In my opinion, it's the best show that I'm a part of. I've ever been a part of. Couldn't think of any other show that's of a comparable
Rude.
quality.
Rude.
But also listen to the Issue Crew, me and Riley's other
Yeah.
podcast with our good friends. If you're gonna pick between the two, obviously go for middle school GSA. But
Nah,
if you're an obsessed enough
if you're gonna
fan,
pick between the two, the issue crew, of
okay.
course.
If you like me, listen to middle school GSA, and if you like Riley, go listen to the Issue Crew.
But if they like you, they would also enjoy listening to the issue crew.
Yeah, but not more than middle school GSA.
If you like gay political shit, go listen to middle school
You say
GSA.
gay as an insult, but it literally is
No,
gay
that
politics.
was intentional. I know that the show is about gay politics.
Yeah,
Um,
literally gay politics.
literally gay politics. If you want to listen to that, which it is good, I like middle school GSA, but like, if you just want to listen to the boys hanging, and me and Debbie Glue were there, go check out the issue crew.
Yeah, Issue Crew's good. Good podcast.
Good movie.
Good movie. Good movie.
But seriously, you two need to just get past this because it happens. Like we lost three separate Pixels, Polygons, and Fun episode 3s.
Yeah.
We tried to record our third episode, we lost it multiple times. Like it was like the world was like no more, you only get two. But we persevered. Our third episode finally worked out, and
Yeah.
we
We
kept going.
uploaded our fourth episode 1. I think that's the reason why I'm so fucking pissed, is because it took so long to get episode 1. You know what I mean? Or like, okay, we finally got the ball rolling. I mean, for real this time. It's gonna run as smoothly as like an Omnitrix Radio, and it's just not, because it's
Also,
fucking
Omnitrix
stupid audio
Radio doesn't run
problems.
smoothly.
It does. I mean,
We just like blow it off all the time.
you blow it off all the time.
No, you were guilty of it at
No,
some junctures.
at one point, there have been times where I was like, hey man, like I'm gonna be busy this Wednesday, record another time. But like, it's mainly that you're like kind of like, should we end it? I'm like, yes, Chad, yes.
Chad, yes, meme.
It's more so me not stopping you when I should.
Do you want to not do this anymore?
No, I do. No, when I say
Okay.
not stopping you, I mean stopping you from blowing it off.
Okay, yeah, you should probably stop me from blowing it off more.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how successful you would have been. I just like I really
I don't know. There definitely have been times where you're like, should we just do this another time? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, like those situations, you should probably be more like, yes, do that. We're doing that right now. But
Yeah.
anyway, Omnitrix Radio's over. I didn't plug anything, so I'll plug something right now. Demi already plugged the issue crew, so go to anchor.fm/Riely Mega Feed or the Riely Podcast Mega Feed on your podcast platform of choice. You can listen to my new Power Rangers podcast, Power vs. Juice Bar, on
Wait,
there.
what?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. I completely forgot.
Yeah, so there's a podcast on there now that will actually make episodes at some point. So check
Ugh.
that out.
Who is it?
And
Who is it
also,
with? Your friend Jack?
yeah, Jack.
Who the fuck is Jack?
He's a man from Brazil, and he likes Power Rangers.
Why are you hanging out with a Brazilian?
I don't know, man. It's just we met each other at a fucking Power Rangers Discord server, and the rest is history.
Huh, cool.
But yeah, we also have our other friend Crow, who like I love talking to, but up until now has had like the worst mic in human existence. I think you've talked to Crow once or twice. And it was just like infeasible for him to ever appear on a podcast. But I think now he
Wait,
has a mic.
Crow?
Yeah, Crow.
That's not the guy who called into the death stream, is it?
No.
No, who's
Well,
that guy
I
that
think
called
he
into
did.
the
I think he did call into a death stream, but not the one you're thinking of, not the bad one.
who was
That
the guy?
was
Who was that insufferable asshole that called in
listen.
that one
I
time?
the
Just
Blackbird is my friend. Okay.
that guy was so awful. Like the moment like we ended, we like all got on a private call. We were like, Jesus Christ, dude, that guy was fucking terrible. Just
He's not.
completely ruined that show.
Listen, he's a good guy. I like him. He did not operate well on that show.
Just like literally like didn't even like try to like, you know, reasonably get a word in. He just would just talk over us unapologetically.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I don't know, man. But all
It
right.
was just laughably insufferable.
Yeah. But all
I'm
right,
done
we're
talking
out
shit
of
about him.
here. It's done. We're show
Wait, but
done.
we didn't do the geopolitics section.
Oh, do we have a geopolitics section?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to talk about in geopolitics today?
Um, let's see here. Let's talk about Ukraine, you know? People don't talk about that conflict enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't hear enough
I
about
don't
it.
hear enough about it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no. Subscribe to my main channel, Demigloom, and subscribe to this guy's main channel, Riely and Friends, Riely. That's Riely. Remember that shit.
You don't need to plug it that hard. They are there right now.
Oh
Because
yeah, that's
that's where
right.
the show goes.
Oh yeah. Hey, they could be on.
They
They
could be
could
on
be on
Spotify,
Spotify.
which you don't update. And also, question about the Spotify. Thank you for reminding me. Why would you have why would you have done the multi-part upload on the Spotify after the why did you just do episode 7 in one file? The only reason it's two parts on the YouTube channel is because we fucked up. Why did you retain that?
Well, because well, A, consistency. B, because I had already exported it like with like, you know, as a part
I
2.
already exported it,
I'm
and I
not
didn't
gonna
want to export it again.
I wasn't gonna completely like re-edit it as like combine them as a standalone thing and re-export. Fuck that. And plus, once part 1 came out on YouTube, I put out part 1, and then once part 2 came out, I put out part 2. They
I
were in
don't know if
sync.
that's true. Is that true? I feel like
I
I
don't know
saw
if that's
both of.
I don't know
I
if
think
that's true either.
I think I saw both of them pop up like long after. Episode 8 still isn't up.
That's not true. It's up right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
No, it's not. That shit ain't up. You
Okay.
fucking
Yeah.
kidding me? Listen, we're one episode behind on Spotify, okay? And
Start
that's
doing
just
that
kind of how
better.
it works.
Be better at updating the Spotify.
Okay.
I would also tell you to be better at updating the Twitter, but you killed the Twitter.
Yeah, fuck Twitter. Post it on your main Twitter. and I'll post it on my main Twitter because I'm back on Twitter apparently.
No, I never remember to post. I can't even remember to post fucking Detour Ahead. Never mind.
I'm kind of on Twitter, kind of not though.
Well, just go back to Twitter. Like, if you're
No,
gonna be
it's
so half-cocked about it, like, just
well. Here's the thing. I decided to use Twitter more responsibly, so I think I made the base decision overall.
yeah, maybe could be based. Might possibly be based.
Arguably.
Mayhaps based. But all right, for real this time. We're done. It's over. Goodbye. See you next 2 weeks. I was gonna say see you next week. That's not how it works. Bye.